Get fucked! Get fucked up! Jump up! Get fucked! Get fucked up! Fucked up! Half the body now, and my eyes are full. It's the clever street now. Half the body now, we were trying fall to the heroes fall.
Not the same. You
What? What are you?
I am mostly black.
But what is the other? Not mostly.
It's like one. I mean, it really doesn't count too much. It's like 3/4 white.
Where was everybody raised at as a child?
The city.
In Baltimore?
2 years
Baltimore.
in Baltimore, and then 18 years in Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania.
So Matt does have a little bit of Baltimore background. I'm over here.
Virginia.
Virginia. We can tell by the accent, I think.
I had a bland but happy childhood.
I don't remember much of mine. I would just being made fun of. I was fat all the time. That's about it.
I was the youngest of 5 kids.
I'm the youngest of 5 too. Ironic.
So that's a good question right there, because I'm curious. Y'all two are the youngest, right? You got any siblings?
I'm the youngest of 2.
You the youngest. You the oldest, right?
I'm the middle.
The middle, and you the oldest.
I will say this about middle, because my brother's the same way, and Jamal's the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Middle children usually read way too far into things, because they always think that there's like a negative thing directed either towards them, or someone means something by something that the person that said it really doesn't mean by it. My brother does that all the time.
See, I can't tell because I have a sister who's a middle child, and she's in her teen years, so I can't really judge whether if it's because she's the middle child or just because she's a girl in her teens. So, yeah. But I do
Could
know
be a
she
mixture
feels a
of both.
certain way because I'm the oldest and my brother is the youngest. I mean, even I feel a certain way because of my upbringing. You know, I was with my mother most of the time, and my father wasn't there a lot.
My parents spent all their money on the first 4. So when that came along, I had to do a lot of shit on my own.
But that's unusual, considering that most of the youngest are usually the babies.
No, that's not the case in my family, not at all.
That is
Not the case.
Oh, not the case. Oh my goodness.
I will say
You're not spoiled.
No.
I
I'm
think
the
the
most
ages.
unspoiled child in Baltimore. I swear to goodness.
Well, I know your situation. I love your mother, but no.
I think that in my family, it should be
She
like
deserves to be spoiled.
completely flipped.
I think it also depends
It's a
on
go-kart to a hotel.
how many children there are. Like, you know, okay, I've learned a good amount through dealing with, you know, the first child, you know, was my out the gate. I didn't know what I was doing. Second child, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do this. Third child, it's like, okay, I learned what I can't do, you know, so now with this, I'm gonna do a little bit things different.
I didn't do shit when I was little. I couldn't get away with anything because 4 motherfuckers before me did it before
Yeah,
me.
I got something to say about that. I'm the youngest of 10. 3 I grew up with, 6 I didn't. But either way, I ain't get shit. But still, I mean, being the youngest, spoiled is not in my vocabulary, I have to say.
I'm not gonna say my parents never helped me through things, because they're helping me through things right now. But I'm far from spoiled because she keeps her little book of everything I owe her, and it will be paid back
My mom
as
do
soon
that
as I
for
get my
sister.
job. Because if not, I will hear about it every day. You owe me this. How you gonna go do that when you owe me such amount of money? It will be paid back. Trust me.
Would it matter about like the age range? Because my sister's 29 and I'm 20. So like would like an age range be a big difference? No?
My
There's
sister's
10
older
years
than
in
me.
between me and the oldest in my family. And I will
But
say,
see,
I think the ages
It's 10 years
based
between
on
me
like
and
stuff like
Jamonte.
being babied and like spoiled and stuff like that should be flipped.
Yeah.
And then maybe my brother be at the bottom because he's definitely the one that, if you were going to say spoiled, he's spoiled.
I think Jamonte gets away with a lot of stuff that, you know. But see, in my situation, it's a little bit different because I was raised when I was the only child. I was raised by Big Jimmy, and Jimmy was a military man and starting a aspiring firefighter. But I know from you know my family, I was raised to be, you know, to be older than what I was. You know, my mother worked, you know, during the daytime, and my father, for the most part, when he was not working nights, was at home in the house sleep, you know, in the morning. So I had to, you know, make my cereal. I had to make sure I had my cartoons playing. I had to do all that kind of stuff. So when my middle brother came along, it was, you know, that's your younger brother. You gotta take care of him. And so I was raised in the vein of taking care of my little brothers.
My relationship with my dad is different because for the most part growing up, he was around, he definitely was there, but he was more so the disciplinarian, where he would go work. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and he would go work, and it was like she would do all the like the activities and stuff like that, like homework and all that stuff. He was there to make money, and if she couldn't handle something, he would handle it. Like all she would have to say is, "Your dad's coming home in 5 minutes, so keep acting up," and we stop.
Like, my father was always a threat.
Oh?
Like, he was considered to be, like, he was considered a threat. Like, that's what would be threatening to me. Like, when I was little, I used to be a badass child. You piss me off, I hit you, I punch you in the mouth, I slam your head on the table. My mother threatened me, you don't act right, you're gonna live with your father. I ain't wanna do that. For him, it's like, oh, you're my dad, but you're not, like, it's kind of, it's like, it took you 22 years to figure out I'm gay. You know, why are we having this conversation riding down the street because you heard from so-and-so that I've been hanging out with so-and-so? Like, you know, why, you know, you should already know this shouldn't be something new to you.
It kind of makes you lash out against your parents and
My dad
rebel
wasn't
and
shocked.
things. That he wasn't?
No, he wasn't shocked. When I told him, he's like, "You think I'm dumb?" My mom acted shocked. I don't think she really was shocked. I think she wanted to be shocked.
Yeah,
My mom.
I got smacked with a microphone, a brush, basically anything that was in the living room at that time. Because like the way my mom found out was weird, and we still had this kind of denial relationship where that was the one and only time we ever talked about it, and then now we just don't talk about it no more. And she asked me randomly when she's like inebriated or whatever, and I just like, no, mom, it's okay.
Because my parents I didn't tell them. They found out about me. It was a picture of me and my ex kissing on the computer, which I forgot to take down. And then the minute I came home from vacation Bible school, they wanted to talk to me and all this type of stuff. And my father swore up and down that the reason why I was acting like this because he thought we didn't spend enough time together. We went to every rave game, every Royals, and to this day they still deny it.
My mom found out, didn't ask me, then I was like, yeah. And then she was like, oh my gosh, you're just, oh my god. Like, she just blew away out of proportion. Now she's like, now she's like, she wants to know information about my boyfriends and stuff. But when she finds out, she's always like, oh, like every time I go through something like with boy, she'll be like, I told you you should just date a girl. You should just be with a girl. And I'll be like,
My mom does that. My mom does do that. Like, she'll see a pretty girl or whatever. She's like, Matt, isn't she so pretty?
Right,
When you date a girl like that, I was like, Mom, she doesn't have a penis.
My mom, she found out because I told her, but she asked me about it because I had a nervous breakdown, which had absolutely nothing to do with it. You know, and she made clear I'm not bringing who I'm dating around y'all until I know for certain that this is somebody who I want to have around y'all. So that's kind of how I feel. It's like, I'm not telling you who I'm dating until I know that I want them to be around you. There's someone who's going to be there in the long run, because I don't want to like a slut.
That makes sense. 'Cause a lot of parents automatically think that just gay equals promiscuous whores.
My mother only met like a handful of my boyfriends because I'm just like you. I don't bring somebody home unless I'm really like serious about them or nothing like that. I don't be wanting all the whole, you know, you bringing somebody home every different day, you know. I don't want the whole slut image.
My parents have met only one person I've ever been with, but as far as my siblings, like my sister who I'm closest with has met someone, but as far as like my whole entire family, they've never met anyone I've ever been with. But from now on though, the next person I date, if you're not comfortable meeting my family, it's a deal breaker for me, because the next person I date will be meeting my family. if it's serious, I'm not gonna date one person like and be like, oh, you're gonna meet my family the next day. No.